was not the strong start they wanted. Sam, who was able to perform pretty much just as well as we'd expected. He did fairly well on that map, even though they did lose. But no one else was really there to be seen, unfortunately, and they didn't really have an answer for the way Detona were just aggressively taking things on the CT side.
Yeah, no, it was a tough match for them. At least they get to start on the CT side here, though. And I think that's important, especially for teams who see sometimes lower down. Like, I don't think a lot of them have the mental fortitude to come back from performances like this, especially when you see a lot of confidence plays coming out from most of Detona in the previous match. But obviously this is their choice. They've got a lot of utility. Actually, a couple of HGs invested into this one. I'm wondering where they're going to put those in, maybe into the connector a little bit later on, or they have a spot where they're going to be going here. There's the Molotov throwdown early, as they look to get themselves a little bit further forward, but they haven't checked for Malbs. This is a mistake. Like, how have they not checked the corner spot? This is just too easy for him. Just plenty of kills to get. Well, now they're going to try and be turning things back. They were so focused on what they were going to be doing with the Molotovs and with the nades that they forget about one of the most basic positions on the B site. It's definitely someone's job to check that, and well, they've let the team down. Tiburcio, I've thought of another idea. They could have actually had the double nade for the afterplant situation if a smoke went down, but it doesn't matter anymore. We'll never know. We'll never know. It's all going to be alluded to maybe in the future when they have another chance to throw in that strat, and hopefully they'll check next time. Nothing in this round for Detona.
Maybe it was Tiburcio's job to check. The problem is he was kind of behind the rest of his team because he actually looked there when he went down into the site. But no, yeah, how do you not check? How do you not clear one of the most critical parts of the bomb site when you're coming down lower? I'm not sure. Well, you know what? That's a mistake that's going to cost them around either way, Tom. And that will get Infinity off to the strong start. I don't think they lost a single player in that round either. And Detona's going to go for the full save, though. Lucalzi's going to have a Zeus.
I'm interested how a Zeus would work on the T side. Maybe he's going to be the man holding the ladder. He is. Oh, don't you dare. I thought he was going to jump down. Oh, he's going to die. That's just pointless. Oh, that's funny. That made me giggle.
Yeah, okay. Well, you know what? Let's just write that round off. Not a big deal. Infinity now going to be looking to defend against the weapons that should be coming through. Though not the strongest to buy since we didn't have the bomb planted, unfortunately. Actually, been a little bit of a timeout coming through. Not sure if that is tech or related to one of the teams trying to figure out what to do. I would assume if it was paused, it was out of Detona to talk some things over for this round. Do have the SGs and the AKs bought up. Cowsy yet to buy. But double ops, that's something we should be talking about, Tom, because we talked about Detona last map, seeing so many players switch around the op. We had, what, VSM using it, PRT using it. We know they can run it on 3 different players, just depending on the situation. So Detona get on the CT side. I feel like if you're Infinity here, you almost need every CT round possible before they do swap over. Because once the double ops get set up, I find it hard. Well, even if they go for the double ops or don't, it's going to be hard to actually punish that.
Already expending a lot of utility. AWP going to be in for Sam as well, which we didn't get to see too much of on Inferno. It's a map where you don't necessarily need it. Sam going to be running out, and he does need the AWP of Sam. And well, the trades, at least initially in this round, are going to be successful. That was a bit of a fake, but the push onto the B side seems to be a little bit slow. Maybe not sure whether or not they were actually going to go for it. And now they have to get this entry, and they're not going to be able to. Sam again with the AWP, already stepping up big within this round. Flank also going to be coming in, and Sam drops his 3rd player, and surely Spamsy should close this out. Good round from Infinity, and well, the T side just unable to do too much in this round. It seemed like one where they were going to sort of aggressively try and fake things out, but either you need those players to do a lot more damage, or you're going to be in one of those situations where you need to then quickly get onto the site and get the entry. So a bit of a problem for them there.
Maybe some miscommunication and timing. They still got the bomb done nonetheless. But they're still not really able to get the kills they wanted to, unfortunately. And we're seeing Detona struggle a little bit here. This was their map choice, so I'm assuming they have something prepared. They do have some deagles coming out for the entire squad of Detona, and even a Molotov and a grenade, and even a smoke for Lucauzi. So they clearly have a game plan here, but they've given over, what, 2 SGs to the other side. And Sam still has the op, and you know what? Sam's still getting kills.
Yeah, he seems to be the consistent star, which is a bit of a rarity.
Oh. Why?
Ooh, okay. That's not bad from VSM. That was as clean as you like. It's 2 kills just sneaking through the smoke, and well, Krosn is at least going to be able to rectify this, give them the man advantage back. Will they peek him together? He shouldn't be able to get both. Even looks away. The timing is perfect for Detona to make their way forward. They've even found an extra rifle as well. That'll give Lucauzi, and now he's going to try and make his way through the smoke towards his opponent, but he is caught. Bergio left, and well, he now knows where both opponents are, but they also know where he is. And although he does a lot of damage, it's Malbs to close the round for the CT side. Way too close for comfort considering what was invested. But more importantly, they do keep the rounds going.
I'm honestly still confused, though, that VSM was able to push out their ladder like that. I mean, the only thing I could guess of is maybe they were trying to play anti-flash. The player he shot first was looking towards Ivy. That was Sam.
Oh, that was so clean.
Yeah, that was very nice out of him. And now we're going to see the op come in for the side of Detona. Bergio going to be the one to pick it up. Sam able to have an op yet again in this round. I think they should have been able to save it from the prior. And look at this, speaking of Sam. Oh, PRT just gets so lucky. Just spots him out. And he gets completely blinded up. He wants to get this kill. He has to worry about the other player going to be there. And Miles will be there to support. He'll be there to help give him the man advantage. Though Sam is low on HP. Spamsy. Okay, well, he's done a 20 HP off of Molotov. But he is still alive. And look at this. Outside control taken. Total just rushing straight through.
Yeah, more importantly, they found a kill with the AWP as well, which... with Sam rotating, he may not know anybody's this far forward. It doesn't matter. Bergio gets his second kill with the AWP. Well, Turtle's position seemed to be the most important one at this point in the round. Unfortunately, he's going to get absolutely nothing as his teammates have managed to clean things up, and Davies down to just 4 HP. Nothing he can do. Detona are going to be onto the board, and more importantly, the Deagles did so much damage for them in the last, only 2 players surviving, that repurchasing may be a little bit more difficult for the CT side. I think they should at least be good for 1, because they did fairly well financially in the rounds before. But they did also force up an AWP in the back of Sam as well. So,
well, did they buy or did they rescue it?
Well, I mean,
Sam died in the middle of
the site. They had to buy it at some point. That's what I mean.
Oh,
like,
okay, sorry.
Right, they bought it as an upgrade to what they had prior.
Okay.
So that would have still... like, that's normally the rounds where you make money and then you go into a bonus, but he had an AWP, so that means that that bonus was somewhat questionable. They're actually going to take a timeout before this round. Maybe have to make some financial decisions or just trying to decide what they actually do in this round, because it is worth noting that they did get the opening once again on their CT side. It was actually this man, continuing from the previous, doing a good job with the AWP. I do think, like, in this T side, he's going to be the more standard turret and just, like, allow for his players to maneuver around and give him space to find kills. So you don't expect Bergio to necessarily be the star, but he is going to hit his shots when he's given the chance.
I mean, he was the star, at least on map 1, but I completely understand what you mean. I think we talked about in the green room about VSM being more of like a hybrid, but also kind of like supportish offer for the team. Oh, that nade can do some serious damage. You can see PRT down to 4 health. Not going to expect Bergio just going to be waiting. And he gets a second as well. They're just peeking into this, and well, the force up out of Infinity is not working out for them. Cruisin has to hit a couple of shots, but he's been flashed out. He's been forced to rotate back and hide, and Turtle's just going to walk around the corner and have himself a free kill. Sam should just be looking to save this op probably now.
Yeah, 1 versus 4. I think with his teammate getting a kill, there was a chance for him, but now he might just make to a couple of kills, try and make things costly. It didn't really work. VSM is going to be there to trade, and well, now the second round on the board for the T side, and they've done it early as well. I think that's one of the main things. I think Train is one of those maps where you only need like 5 or 6 rounds on the T side, and I consider that a pretty good half. But at the same time, once you lose like 8, even though you still have a chance for 7, in your mind, that is such a wall to climb. Like, that's where things become so much more difficult. I think teams start to think, okay, we've done everything. Like, what have we not done? What can we throw in? But to get a couple of rounds this early on, to send your opponents back to pistols as well and give yourselves a good opportunity to actually just win a clean round, I think the teams are going to be fairly happy with how it started.
And this should be a clean round. No one's even on the B site. Just USPs, one flashbang out of Sam. No one should be down on Detona's side, but let's see if Infinity can maybe make this a little bit expensive. Still, the finances of Detona haven't been set in stone just yet. Lukowski's just going to have a shooting spree here. Flashbangs come through, but he sprays down 3. Not able to get the 4th just yet, as he somehow survives with 4 health. Getting a little bit lucky he's not being shot by a teammate, I'd say. And Sam just going to jump around the corner. That will be another round taken for Detona, and a clean round nonetheless. And look at that money, 7,000 on Tiburcio. Actually, a couple players on about 7K. And this is where things are going to get worrying for the CT side. If you're Infinity, not only do you have to win multiple rounds in a row to deal with this, they've already shown it's been tough to do against Detona when they've had the weapons, and they're actually going to be going for the scouts and the pistols. This should be ideally a tied-up game at 4 apiece.
Yeah, I think they want to make sure that they have the AWPs back. That clearly seems to be a part of their gameplay. Make sure the utility's there as well, and because of that, they actually have to take the hit in this round. And well, there's still a chance. I'm a big fan of double scouts. It gives the chance for players to not only weaken their opposition, but if you're good enough, you can finish them in a single shot. Problem is, you could say exactly the same about the SG.
Look at the lack of utility on Infinity's side, too. Kind of what you'd expect, though, in this round with a semi-buy. There might be an opportunity to actually punish them towards Ivy, because you still have 3 players who can easily turn around towards this direction, though you can see that Turtle maybe lurking in T-mid. Might have the opportunity to push and punish them from behind. I still don't want to count them out just yet, but time is starting to tick away. Detona are going to have to make their move. Turtle's starting to walk around the corner, and you can see VSM again. This is the second time he just walks out ladder room, gets the kill into Sam. But Davies gets 1. He might be done with this, though. 6 HP left. He's trying to hide, and the rest of the team at Detona are pushing out.
They're doing damage, though. This is starting to get quite dicey. They need to get these kills fast, and it's just completely gone wrong. Tiburcio left alone. Needs to retrieve the bomb and will. 10 seconds left. He just has to go for the plant. And he's going to be sticking it. The rotation now coming in, but he may be too little too late. Pulls out the pistol. Both players not able to connect the shots. And Tiburcio, he can just run away. The time's on his side. He doesn't need to fight this. Goes for the reload. The push still going to be coming in from Malbs. 3 kills already for Tiburcio. He's got a good chance here. He's going to win it out as well. An important clutch. Barely any time left for him to get that bomb down, but he sticks it with no fear and even holds on in the end.
As you said, though, a lot of damage being done to their side. 4 kills coming through for Infinity, though Tiburcio clutching it out. Like you said before, map 1, night and day from yesterday for this player. Already on 12 kills, and a super important 4K for them. But we're going to have the bot come back in for Infinity, so now looking to redeem themselves as they have invested into double up setup with Sam and Davies. And Davies hit a couple of great headshots with the Deagle in the last round. Look at this confidence. I know Lukowski just looking to push down towards lower to look for this kill. He's switching the op back over to Tiburcio, so trying to use the spawn to his advantage. This time VSM's not going to push out the smoke. And I'll just say, I would sure as a hope someone's going to be paying attention this time.
Damn.
And Cruisen's like, hey, I'm going to just take the random shot. I bet VSM's here. And actually, VSM, funny enough, is the quiet one on the team for Detona. That's a scary thing if he's the quiet one and everyone else is performing well.
At least, once again, we're going to see the initial frag going the way of Infinity. Looking like we're going to have the smoke set up into the A site. Leaving plenty of time this time. I think that's normally the case for teams when a round comes down to the clock, almost. You then go and make sure you're left with plenty of time left in the next round, because you're like, okay, But I don't want that to happen again. At the same time, at least initially, they've been held out by the Molotov. So there's only going to be 30 seconds left as they do look to make their way into the side. Spamsy waiting Sammy again. Him having the AWP has just been clinical for them, and Spamsy going to drop the bomb. 25 seconds left. Nice shots from Lukowski. At least gives them a chance, but Sam will take it away. Bersio's left again. Similar scenario, but weapons on the other side. 15 seconds left and still 2 players remaining. He's going to be peeking out spots. One gets the kill as well, but he's not going to be able to finish off Davies this time. Way too close, and this man just seems to be on form at the moment.
Well, the upside for Detona, only 1 player surviving on Infinity, so the double up, it has to be bought back in, and I don't think they have the money to do so. And on the side of Detona, well, you know what? They have the money because of the clean rounds, or at least the rounds they have gotten. I guess the round before this was not so clean, with only Tiburcio surviving. But they're still able to force up, and they still have the op on Tiburcio. So the question comes down to Infinity, can they do it again? And almost get close to bankrupting the side of Detona. Still very close considering Cruising got the initial kill. And look at this, Sam pushes out, he gets gooshed up, and he's gonna miss the shot. They lose the op they had from the round prior. And they lose one of the big playmakers for the team too.
Well, yeah, the thing is at the moment it's been mostly Tiburcio. At the beginning of this round he had 14 kills, the rest of his team had 15. So he really has been the star performer. But it's Lukowski actually to kick things off. Yeah, the Molotov damage. An aggression looking to come in from Malbs as well. They've done a lot of early damage, and they've also baited out a lot of utility. Davies can be tagged even lower, but Spamsy has found an aggressive push elsewhere on the map. It's going to give a lot of information over. They're still a little bit worried that this might be an A play because they haven't been able to clear Ivy, but instead it is going to be B. Malbs, brilliant waiting tag, so desperately low, he can't do anything. Crescent has at least found one and a second as well. He's looking to do it on his own. He sprays down 3 and now leaves it onto Turtle. It's his chance, but there is no chance. The push comes in from behind. So much damage. I don't really know if he's still alive, and eventually Spamsy will close it. It is going to be 6-4. Another onto the board for Infinity, and now the money's run out.
Infinity don't rescue an op, but they rescue the round. They should have a relatively clean one here, considering the money's gone for Detona. But yeah, Cruisin'. He was... I'm pretty confident saying he was, I guess, technically the worst performer, the lowest rated player on the team yesterday, but he's been having a couple of...
And in the last map, right?
Yeah, he's been having a couple of really good moments, though. You saw there. Trying to get it all done by himself, and they're going to need him to continue to do that. ESL, don't tell me he's going to be able to push up for free again. Okay, well, PRT will take that a kill away, but there's 3 players on the outside side still here. PRT hitting some shots. VSM has an AK and only had it for a couple of seconds before he's finished off. But Davies is still going to follow the way to the boost up from Ivy. And now it's down to a 3-on-3. It's still technically doable for Detona. Infinity need to be careful. This is a round they cannot afford to lose.
That seems to be the one problem I have. Like, if you see a 6-4 scoreline on this map, there's a million different scenarios. Like maybe Detona won the early rounds and then they weren't able to really do too much after that. But at the moment, it seems to be just every round that there is at the moment, Detona can win it, even if it's off the back of pistols. Like, that's the problem I'm having. Like, these rounds shouldn't be that close. Nice shot from Cruisin'. He looks like he's finally woken up. Bercio, well, taking that SG. He seems to be pretty damn clutch at the moment. He's going to be able to get towards the site. Don't know how he's going to be able to survive in this scenario, especially with the peak coming in from that Ivy spot. This time he's actually got a little bit more of the clock on his side as well. 30 seconds, trying to bait somebody in. But both CT players actually being a little bit smarter here, just waiting, not falling for any sort of trap. I wonder if he's going to try and make a dash towards the B site. That'd probably be the smartest move. Oh, I think he just about made it around the corner, but I wonder if Malbs spotted him. I think he did.
He needs to run, though. He's got 10 seconds left. He's just got to go for it. Knife out. He's going to get the bomb down here. There's actually a realistic chance he could pull this off, Tom. He's got the SG. He has no armor to work with. All he needs to do is pop heads, but he wakes with the player around towards lower, and no. Malbs will come through and lock down the round, but still a lot of money built up for Detona off that. Getting the bomb and 3 kills. Even though the scoreline says 7-4 now, They haven't been the cleanest of rounds for Infinity.
That is the thing, though. It's like, I sort of brought this up, I think, a couple of days ago, where it gets to the stage where damage doesn't matter that much. Like, until your opponent wins a round, it's not that much of a problem. Of course, in the grand scale of things, if we do eventually get Detona winning a round, then that's where everything falls apart for Infinity, because you get a 5th, and then your money really is down the toilet straight away. But they're able to just grind out rounds where it does seem like they're slipping away from them. And if they can continue to do this, hey, if they can get an 11-4 half, then I think Detona will just be left sort of disappointed that they weren't able to do more. And a lot of these rounds, they've had chances, which is more of a worry for me from the last few, because the thing with Detona in the last map is they were so able to dominate a lot of these rounds when they were given opportunities by their opponents. But now, it seems like they're not capitalizing on a lot of them.
Well, the one thing I'm thinking, though, is because they've been able to do damage against Infinity, even though they're not winning the rounds, is once they start to do so is when they can really start to string some things together.
Well, yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, and they just obviously need to be able to win that first one. And maybe you can come here. You can see PRT. I think he spotted out mobs down towards lower. VSM going to get caught with the Molotov in hand. Down to 28 HP off of that. And Sam even trying to get aggressive towards Ivy. Little does he know there's going to be 2 players down the other side. Oh my. Maybe he does know.
Dear Lord, he just did so much damage, and VSM was already tagged. VSM was going for the, like, slip down the ladder, throw the Molotov into the corner, and then take pop control, but it hasn't worked for him. I think he needs to stop playing pop, because he's lost that battle pretty much every time. Sure, there was the 2 deeks, but that was when he just did something so almost silly that the opponent didn't really expect it. Now he's going to be just used to get entries for the rest of the team, and wow, he's done it well. He was the cannon fodder, and his teammates have been the cannons. They found the 2 picks, and even held off rotation. They're going to double Molotov it. I like it. Hold them back even further. Give it a little bit of space to gain some control. Literally burn some time off of the clock, and even using extra smokes to really try and gain the space. They've heard the flashbang. Lukowski will hit the shot with the AWP and leaves it now into this 2 versus 3. Somehow, this is slipping away from the CT side after getting the 2 initial picks. And Turtle even adds 1 more to the death toll. It's all on to Spamsy. He's not getting out of this alive, surely. The spray's a little bit off from PRT, but it doesn't matter. And that is that round when they were looking for. All doubt is gone. And the CT side, after what has been some close rounds, will now be in a bit of trouble.
Again, the SG is just showing their true strength. Turtle walking out through upper and just taking the head clean off the player in towards connector. Has to be so frustrating for Infinity too, as you mentioned, getting the first 2 kills, getting VSM low, having Lukowski low on HP as well. That was from Sam, who pushed out Ivy. But you know what, they get the round. Infinity now out of money. And this is where things get tricky for them, because Detona can start to string around after round together.
Well, yeah, this is almost exactly what I was saying. It's like everything is fine until you eventually lose a round. Like, you can keep grinding them out, they can keep being close, but the second one comes onto the board for Detona, it all comes tumbling down. And well, even going into the next round, like, you have to bear in mind their loss bonus is only going to be on what, 1900? So they still don't have enough money to actually buy. Thank you very much, Prius.
Cows is getting tagged, gotta be careful. He lost 1 player.
He is 100% the eco-frag hunter. Like, he's going for it. He's like, get those stats up, get those stats up. Like, because I think he is statistically at the bottom at the moment, but I don't think he will be by the end. Because, like, what, he got that triple spray down when they all had USPs, like, a few rounds ago when he was by the connector on B. He's just running there to try and get the eco-frags in this scenario. This man knows what he's doing. Pad those stats.
Actually, VSM's only on 5 kills. PRT's only at 4. Really rough times. I feel like those 2 players have probably been some of the most consistent if we look at yesterday's matches with Detona. And now the bat coming back in, back in the hands of Sam. The utility is just not there at all for Infinity. If they invest anything early on, they're going to be out in the next 30 seconds. Look at this. Flash is coming over. He's looking to push out. Cruisin does take VSM down, and again, that's him on 12 deaths and only 5 kills, and PRT's looking to maybe drop down onto this, but it's still going to be tough times considering Spamsy's waiting. Turtle! He's been a playmaker before. He's not going to beat in this round in Infinity. Again, 2-man advantage, but we saw that 2 rounds ago. They need to be able to close this out, and they need to do it cleanly.
They have really failed almost every time at taking pop. I would almost like to see them just try double nading it or something, because if it gives them the entry, then great. If it doesn't, then you just jump down, take the control. But it's getting a bit ridiculous. Like, every single time they're just trying to duck down the ladder. Like, we haven't seen the boost thrown in either. That's quite a common way to try and do it. You can even do it where you split off the sides and then you land next to each other. I think that's a very smart way to try and take control. Well, this round, they've lost, I think, 2 players trying to do it, but I might be wrong.
I think the only time they've been successful with it was VSM pushing through the smoke.
But that's the thing, though. He didn't take pop control.
No, he was just given to him.
Yeah, they didn't go there. And ever since he did that, they have taken it 9 on every round. And he is doing, like, I think one of the main reasons he's really struggling is because he's trying to challenge for pop. Now, I'll be blunt and say, if you're winning the rounds without it, I don't really know why you're fighting it anyway. But if you can't just take it, then use some utility. Don't just die every time.
Well, we changed things up. Cruisen's going to have the up and peek in towards upper, and VSM's going to die again, fortunately for him. But luckily, Tabershio will be there to return the frag. We're going to have 4 apiece now for both teams, and might be actually looking to get very aggressive down towards lower mobs. Has been a staple to defending this B-bomb site. Even thinking back to the pistol round where he was not spotted out. Though that was more Detona failing than him playing well.
There was also a round where Cruisen did very well on this site as well. But they've already lost him. Was a trade for VSM. I think that's been, other than the 2 deeks he got, the most notable things he's done is die and then get traded. Like, in valuable situations, like aggressively there. Gives them some space, and it actually does mean that they've doubled up onto B. So there's a few more players here. Nice shot from Spamsy, and there's the peek out from Babs as well. This is a good setup from the CT side. Leaves Tabershio all on his own. He would need the ace to win this round with the AWP, and I fear that he's going to get peeked in just a moment. And even if he hits the first shot, I'd be surprised if he's given the second. Knows that they're coming, and Rob eventually will be killed out. 9-6, Infinity are going to get the victory in the half, but of course now going onto the tougher side of their opponent's map choice. We'll have to see if they are going to be able to have the same level of impact, and also if Detona are going to struggle as much as they did, because in reality I now feel like they go on to what should be the most dominant half of the map we see from them so far, and that's considering how well they did in the last map.
Well, we'll find out. VSM you saw there is going to have to be one of those players that steps up for him on the CT side. And that'll be on the other side of a short break.
Heart into something gold. Knew I sold my soul to the devil long ago. I rode it all along on your wave right before it broke. Time was thrown down the well, so I let you go. What I do
What's going on, everyone? Hope you're all having a fantastic Friday, or of course, if you're in Europe or towards the eastern parts of the world, hope you're having a great start to your Saturday. You can see Tiburcio having a great start to his train game at 17 kills and 10 deaths, carrying over from his first half, and actually his first map in Inferno. Now moving on to the CT side for Detona, Infinity with the 9-6 lead on the T side. They need to close this one out and take it over to Mirage. Again, very important game for both these two teams, currently 0-1 in the group. If you lose this, there's a good chance you're going to relegation.
Oh, yeah, it's 3 strikes and you're out, but 2 strikes and it's probably not going too well for you. I think that's how it works. I don't really know sport. But anyway.
Wait, what sport is that from?
Baseball.
Okay. If you didn't get that, I would have been worried. Yes, confirming, yes, baseball.
CT side getting a little bit aggressive here. Tiburcio trying to get into a position where if they do roundhouse back towards this A site, they'll be in a little bit of trouble. But instead, he's pushed. And this will mean they start to double up the defense. You can already see one man, or number one, Lucasio, making his way back into that upper B position. They've kept Pop just in case. And then the third player in PRT is even going to start making his way forward. Question is, actually going to make their play. They are. Tiburcio, he's in such a good position here, already going to be able to spot up. Sam probably should have waited for the headshot, but even just throwing that seed of doubt into the mind of his opponents. Do they now go back to A, however? That could be a bigger problem for this CT side. They do still have one defender. It's Turtle. Sat in a shell on this side, waiting for them to push, but even he's missing the shots now. 2 players given opportunities, and while finally a kill comes in for the CT side. The question is it too little, too late?
Well, PRT's going to have the kit, so time going to be on their side. Miles just playing perfectly inside of Pop, gets the first kill right there. It's just all on PRT, and he's eventually going to fall. You know, we talked about him having the strong start, but that flank, unfortunately, did not work out well for Tiburcio and his team. I think if he just kind of waited, if he waited while they executed towards inside, that would have been better than giving away his spot, not killing anyone, and then rotating right back towards the outside site, knowing they've been spotted. That's unfortunate.
Nice shots from Spamsy, at least, giving a couple of entries in, but now we do have the force spike coming out from Detona. See what they can do here. They've got the scout, a few pistols, and on the other side, they've gone fairly heavy on the rifles. I think they know that this is not a round that they can afford to lose. They don't want to allow Detona away back into this, especially now that they're onto the T side. But even still, T's taking this nice and slow.
I think they have to respect Detona here on this this buy up. They did lose on Inferno in the first half with it. Some decent information gathered just by VSM being that far push up. He hears, well, one player. We know it's going to be Sam going back towards ladder, and actually VSM might push in the meantime while Infinity is still looking to make their execute happen towards outer. And well, VSM did push it, eventually did fall though. Got Sam down to 2 HP. Tony's starting some shots here, and well, maybe there's one. Macauzi's able to connect on the middle. Maybe he picked up Spamsy. It would have been good as well. And Turtle! This is just flashbacks to Inferno. It gives him a good chance. It's down to a 2-on-2. Tiburcio trying to use some damage, trying to stay alive, but he's going to fall. Now it's all on Turtle. He's the 4K to save the round. Oh my gosh, he has it in a 1-on-1 now. Mobs. Turtle with 5 HP, with 1 bullet left in a dream, and he's not going to connect the shot onto the head. He knows he had a chance there. You made it expensive for the T side. But you can just see, I mean, everyone's been in that situation. Everyone's had that frustration before in their Counter-Strike careers. Kind of unfortunate. I think if he had more bullets, he probably could have had that kill.
Well, it's going to be 6-11 now. Oh, well, I have to admit, I was a bit annoyed in that round with the amount that was invested into smokes. So with still a minute left on the clock, there was 4 smokes still available for Detona, and the only one that was used was right at the end from Turtle. Every single other player just died before throwing it out. Seems like a wasted investment. You could have even just invested into a nade stack if you were just not going to use them. But while VSM not having the sort of performance we've come to expect from him. Last one left alive with Only 6 kills. Ooh, that's a nice shot at least. I think the majority of his kills have been with deagles at this point.
I like how they all just run away from him too. He gets that one kill, like, all right, we're out.
Well, that's the thing. He only has a deagle. Like, it's not worth it. Like, just getting $300, you've already lost way more than that with that one face. Of course, it can give you a bit of confidence if you kill him off, but hey, just don't give him the chance. Don't give him a gun. Well, now 12 and 6, a 6-round advantage. We get the CTs finally going to go for an investment, but the question is, are they going to be able to keep things that clean? Are they going to be able to grind out these rounds, or is it going to be Infinity taking us over to a third map?
Well, I want to say with what we saw in Inferno, that they shouldn't be able to win these rounds cleanly. They really struggled, and one thing that made Detona be so successful on the CT side was their aggression. We saw Bershio try it. Now Cruz in action. The other side is going to be able to push out straight from middle. Have they even spotted him? I would imagine no. He's going to come around the corner. That's a free kill for him. Maybe a second as well. He gets Turtle very low on HP. The push is coming towards Inter. VSM needs to really stand out, but he can't do it yet again. Bomb will be planted in Detona. They're just going to save these weapons. They are struggling here. This is just random aggression out of Cruz and rushing straight out of T mid. Just caught them completely off guard.
Caught off and left them in a situation where they have to save. They don't have a choice. Just keep those weapons into the next round, at least have something to play with. 3 dropping for 2 is not too bad a scenario, but for the T's, this is where they make that extra bonus cash. This is where they sit themselves up on train with an advantage. Of course, Davey mentioned in the pre-show that both these teams do have a bit of a map crossover. Although it's kind of hard to tell which will actually be the better maps for these teams, considering we've only ever seen them play against local opposition. As I was saying yesterday, Infinity mostly play up against like Peruvian teams or the Colombian teams, or maybe like some mixes as they themselves have. But it means that we can't even sort of relate them to other Brazilian teams like we can at least with Detona. So it's tough to know what maps they're going to perform on. I think a lot of it comes down to how the individuals within their team perform, but so far in this map, you can't really fault them.
Yeah, they've been looking good. 13-6. Able to win out so far on their T side every single round. That's 4 straight. Looking to add a 5th straight on the board and going into Mirage. I don't know, that'd be an interesting final map to finish it off between these two teams. Again, aggression seems to be the name of the game for both of them. At least here on Train, it's been working better for Infinity than Detona. Well, let's see now. The BAP coming back through for Detona. They still have the up from the last round for Tiburcio. VSM, 7 kills. PRT on 4. I mean, we've been talking about VSM a lot, but PRT has just struggled so heavily on this map. One man who has it was Turtle, but he will be traded out on.
Again, looking to try and brute force this, but the AWP of Tiburcio is going to be there. Keeps the man advantage going, and this aggressive play so far for the T's is not working out. Lukazi doesn't realize he's just around the corner, and VSM is there to help him out. Leaves cruising alone. 1 versus 4. Not even on the right side of the map at the moment. The bomb is down. So it's not like he can plant here. And okay, VSM, that was looking like it could be a little over-aggressive. But they now have so much information that they can just look to push all around the map, take control, get into positions where Cruzen might look to make his play. At the same time, though, with the way they're set up at the moment, it should actually give him an individual duel at least.
Oh, there's the first duel coming through. Trying to make it expensive for the CT side when they don't have much money to spend. They have to be careful about this. And Cruzen again takes down PRT, now turn it into a 1-on-2. She will be shot from behind, but the damage is going to stick. Detona can be happy about taking the round, but this current war that's going down on Train is not favoring them. I do like how VSM backed away, though, once he spotted him towards the inner site. I think they obviously realized we got to play for the economy game here. But then to give him that many individual duels and to give him that 2 kills, it shouldn't really happen.
Well, yeah, when the bomb's down, it would be very easy for them to just get in a crossfire. Like, you can play around Ivy, you could even have someone up in heaven as well, just to shoot down from above if he gets anywhere near the bomb. But instead, they give him 2 fights and they do some damage to their own money. Molotov will be there. Tiburcio looking like he's playing the rotational orb role, just going to be switching up different aggressive positions. And I wonder if they are going to try and isolate PRT. They already know he's playing this position. He's one of the players who, at least for now, what we've seen from him is just peeking aggressively. And yeah, he's going to go down again. A great entry for Davies, but it seems like he's just having a poor performance and it's leaving space for their opponents. It looks like Lucalzi, is he finally going to use a smoke? It may be too little too late because Spamsy is already past the angle, peeks out, already spots 2 Ts on the other side and goes for a little more, but loses his life as well. It's a domino effect at the moment for Detona. Need someone to try and prop them back up. Tiburcio, he's got to be careful. They're trying to wrap back around, but he's still holding close positions, misses the second shot, has Turtle to save him, and VSM and Tiburcio combine alongside Turtle to save them in that round. In all honesty, I don't know how they win that.
I don't think they should have. Not at all. Tiburcio actually, he backs up in a way towards E-Box that the player who pushed out middle couldn't find him. And it allowed him to stay alive. Then he had the crossfire out of Turtle to come in to help him out. Actually kill the one player who could have shut Tiburcio out of the fight. But by winning that round, they force Infinity back onto the pistols. Sam has nothing. Finally picks up something. There we go, the P250, trying to find it in spawn, I guess. But Detona are on the grind here. They're on the fight back. And they still have a lot more rounds to go, but they're starting to finally kick it into gear.
Seems like there's a fair few unnecessary risks being taken without too much support. Lucalzi, the initial fight he takes is peeking up the ladder, and he's going to be traded as he tries to fall back. Didn't have any supportive utility to stop anybody killing him from A main. We've already mentioned that at the moment, cost is a crucial factor for Detona. They don't want it to be the case where if you lose 1 round, then that pretty much closes out the match, because that's very much possible. But they don't seem to be doing a very good job of keeping these rounds clean. In fact, a lot of what they're playing at the moment is off just individual plays. He be coming through VSM, a chance for him to maybe boost his confidence. Never mind, it's been shut down to the ground as Crozen is going to get the kill with the Deeg and leaves 3 players remaining. Even an extra kill here would be a phenomenal round from Infinity. Unfortunately, Malbs is in a position where doing anything should be really tough. He's going to be looking for the peek back. The Deagle from the heavens should be one of the most expected plays he could possibly make. But he's managed to sneak his way through. I don't know how he manages a kill there. Like, that's as basic as it gets. Like, if I'm thinking of the #1 play I expect to happen when the bomb's down, it's somebody to peek from heaven. Like, that's literally #1 on the list.
Yeah, I don't know why they just have a player on top of one of the trains just watching upper and one watching lower and then one on the bomb. They win the run nonetheless. But again, money is starting to be a little bit of an issue. You can see they don't really have the funds to continue to buy up if they start to lose a round or two. And Sam has the up back in his hands. It's been a little bit quiet on the T side. Hasn't needed to be as effective as we've seen before, but maybe now is the time for him to start to show up. ESM as well, he's been having tough games. I think he was only on 10. And it's not very often we see him underperforming for the team. PRT, let's just not even talk about it. Just not draw any attention to it anymore. Because he is just not having, this is just not his map. Tiburcio, the second he looks to run away, he gets caught out. BSM, you gotta be careful here. Just gonna put the incendiary down to force them to run through it if they want to push, and does delay the aggression. But I like how aggressive Turtle is, actually. This could be a nice kill for them to get them the man advantage and give them some solid control.
We haven't really seen too many fightbacks in these rounds. That's one thing that Detona actually did have, was just Tiburcio in clutch situations. Turtle as well. They seem confident when they're playing alone, which take that as you will. Turtle actually could have been caught there. He may still be. He just jumps across. Nobody watching A main, and Lucalzi. Okay, I don't know what just happened there. I think his spin bot went off for a second as he turned around and shot the wall, but he's only going to be able to get one important kill for PRT. While Tiburcio still there, PRT steps up. Finally, we see some life in him and leaves it all onto Malps. He has the bomb, but he's only got 10 seconds. The CT side, all they have to do is stay hidden. They don't need to get aggressive here. They don't need to fight him. They're going to know this as well. And Tiburcio, I imagine that was a great shot from his angle. 13 to 10. The grind back continues. Still no clean rounds in sight. But luckily, no bomb plant should mean that the T's don't have a whole lot of cash.
I think Turtle's initial kill was definitely one of the factors that helped them lock that round down, even though he got caught jumping back towards the bomb site, you know, practically a minute later on. But PRT, again, a couple of kills come through. Still looking to get on towards double digits, but if he starts to step up here, I feel like Detona should still be able to take this map and the match. They have two players who are underperforming for their usual standards. Turtle this time is going to be the one to head over in towards ladder room. How many times have we seen mobs get kills with deagles? It's just ridiculous.
Well, luckily we've seen a lot of kills coming out from this AWP as well of Tiburcio. 25 kills yet again. He is the top performer for his team. And Sam, oh, he's getting flashbacks. It's not going to happen. It'll be Tiburcio to kill him off. Genuinely.
It was the fire.
It was it?
Yeah, it was the fire that killed him.
Burn, baby, burn. That spread right at the last second. I thought that the M4 might have come in and killed him, but either way.
I think it was the fire.
Well, no, yeah, it makes sense because Tiburcio has more, so. 13 to 11. Can already mention it once that Tiburcio, 19 kills total yesterday. And I think he's had more than 25 kills in both maps today, so he has been the difference maker. Now we do get the purchase once again, but there's no AWP for Sam. I want to see it come back in. He was doing work with it in the first half. At the moment, it seems like it may be down to finances, although a couple of his players do seem to have a bit of extra cash. Could also be for the strategy they're going for. Now, repeating is risky, but it pays off. Tiburcio just not missing at the moment with that AWP. Once again, they're going to have the man advantage, and it's Sam dead, which could be a problem.
I feel like that's been the story of Detona and being successful. It's just like a random aggressive play, a random individual aggressive play, not necessarily being set up with smokes. Oh, Turtle gets hit smack dab in the face with the grenade, gets dropped on. He does get the dink though in a cruising, so a little damage done. That nade might finish him off. No, he does get back up the ladder in time. But Infinity able to equalize a bit. Tiburcio still alive and 27 kills. Might have rotated towards the wrong bomb site here, but he will be able to head back in time. 35 seconds left to go on the clock. And Infinity have only one smoke and a couple of flashes to use. One towards Ivy, which PRT needs to be careful. Oh, okay. Just like I talk about him to not die to, and Davies gonna get the kill. Lucalzi's not gonna be spotted out behind E-Box, and that should be an easy kill coming through. A much needed kill for them. Down to a 2-on-2 with 15 seconds left. The rotation out of ESM will be here, but Tiburcio needs to hit the shots.
And again, it just comes down to time. Like, they run out of time so often when it comes to this T side. Not getting the entries they need, and well, they really are grinding this back. It was, what, 13 to 6?
Yeah, because they only had 6 rounds on the first half. Did they lose a gun? Did they only survive with one gun? I swear, I thought I saw like VSM not have the AK anymore. Or someone like dropped a gun to pick up another.
There is an AK on the ground.
Okay, so then it looks like they need to survive with the... Yeah, because they have Tiburcio with the op too. Okay.
Maybe he just dropped it after the round ended. And
Yeah.
That's what you saw.
Well, a little bit of a timeout for Infinity. Again, much needed. 28 kills for Tiburcio. What's scary to me is, though, is the fact that you have VSM and PRT. I know I keep mentioning it, but them only on 20 kills combined. They're normally some of the top fraggers for the team.
A win's a win.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm not going to deny that.
If they get it through, it doesn't matter. I think the bigger problem is the fact that Infinity are letting things slip and Sam is at the bottom of the board. But still yet to see him on an AWP, which I'm not really sure why. Like they've been struggling to get opening picks, and I think if any way, or if anyone was going to be able to do that, it would be Sam. But instead, once again, they're going to be going for an aggressive early take of upper B. In fact, no, they're going to drop down Pop. I think this might be a big change of pace. They run into Lucasio, so they should know he's here. He's waiting on the other side, and they just don't even realize. Like, they got stopped, and it didn't change the plan. A quick shutdown, an attempted brute force of this A site. And while that's a wonderful way for the CT side to get themselves back onto an even playing field.
Funny thing was, Lucazi wasn't even able to really do too much from that spot because the people he was going to kill basically just died to the rest of his team. He did get 2 in the end, though, taking down one of the players who pushed out from the middle. Look at this, Tom. Infinity have no money to spend, just the Deagles coming through. Detona on the grasp of taking the lead finally in this map. Getting 1 round closer to closing out the series and getting the first one on the board of the group, and more importantly, most likely avoiding relegation if they can get that victory. And again, Tiburcio, how many times has he been able to do something like that?
At the same time, I do wonder how many times Lucauzi's actually been caught out in aggressive positions. PRT starting to come into his own a little bit, and Turtle still going strong, but doesn't get any easier than that. They have taken the lead. They are grinding this through. And this is something I had somewhat talked about in the last half. Like, okay, obviously the value of damage, but if you don't win a round, then you never really punish your opposition. And that's exactly what Detona have done. Like, they haven't kept them clean. A lot of them have been close. But because they're just grinding out these rounds, it seems like their T-side opponents are just running up against a brick wall. Like, considering how many rounds they've won in a row now, was it 8? And the money they have, it's kind of mad.
Well, potentially last chance saloon for Infinity. I've yet to really find too much of a weakness on the Detona side, at least in these last rounds. I thought towards Ivy was actually one of the positions they could use. They've been able to win out against the trade against PRT, I'd say more times than they've lost it, a considerable amount more times than they've lost. But so they will be giving that up for now, not vying for that kind of avenue to attack with. And looks like they're going to set their sides towards inner. And Tiburcio, he's not playing aggressive this time, but he's still going to be in the bomb site as well as VSM. And they do have a lot of utility to hold on to this, so Infinity have to be very careful about this take.
Counter smoke does go down at the right time, though. They are looking to push through it, although it has been a good flashbang, but VSM still hasn't been spotted up above. Eventually, they'll get there. Another shot coming in for Tiburcio. He's on 32 kills at the moment, and the Molotov almost kills off one more. However, the T-side finally get it back into a close position. I think he knows he's hit the tag, so he's just going to go round in the corner, eventually gets the kill. His teammates watching that upper portion of the map, and they still have smokes. Tiburcio just looking to try and stick this, and the peak, it isn't coming yet. They need to get it done, and it's being held out. Tiburcio again, 33 kills, and even sneaking in a defusal there. He is the hard carry at the moment. He is leading by example, and now they're 1 round away from closing out this map.
Just look at the confidence he had, Tom. He knew he did damage onto the bomb planter, but he pushes up with the op when they have a man advantage, basically alone. I don't know if he had that much confidence in his teammates to hold upper and lower, but he pushes up, smokes the bomb, and just goes straight for the defuse. That should just never work. But he's feeling it this moment. 33 kills, looking to close out this map and the match for his team. Still have 1 more left to find, and Infinity are trying to find the magic formula to take a round back. They can't lose anymore. Sam finally gonna have the op, as you were mentioning. He just hit the tag on Lucauzi, but he's taking a lot of damage himself. Oh, Spamsy, I thought he just got caught right there and killed off. But I'd be afraid. Tiburcio, wherever he goes, kills just follow in his wake.
Well, yeah, I said earlier in the week, to get over 180 hours in AWPer is a pretty tough task. 33 kills. That is
He just got a wall!
Oh my goodness, someone needs to check this man's mouse after this game. However, the T's have managed to find a couple back. Looking to try and get the boost over. It might actually be expected with the amount of noise that's actually been made. PRT, he hasn't been spotted. There's the first. The second will come in as well, and VSM is there to close this out. What a phenomenal comeback from Detona on this CT side. They were 13-6 down, I believe, and they win 10 rounds in a row.